Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Merfolks. So with the new release of Caverns of Ixalan, there are a few Merfolk released, but most importantly, there is the Cavern of Souls in this new release of that fits really well into a Merfolk deck. Now, I want to see how well it can work in Standard, because there aren't really that many Merfolks. There are only one Lord in the Vodalian Hexcatcher, but it's still a Lord, so let's see how well this deck can perform. So, the deck comes with, let me take out all the counter spells and all the other things, and talk only about the Merfolk cards. So, in the early game, we got 4 Cenote Scout, the 1-1 enter the battlefield and it explores. And then we got the Green X Jadelight Spelunker, 4-off, that also explores, but it explores X times. So we can make it explore more if we pay more into it. Obviously, in the early game, the Cenote Scout is better because it's a 1-1 that explores with a 1 cast. But this is a 1-1 that explores with 2 casts if I only want to explore once. But if I want to explore more than once, I can pay more than that, which makes it slightly better than Cenote Scout in the later game. Then, the great card that's released in the new set, the Deeproot Pilgrimage. It's an enchantment, it's not a Merfolk, but whenever one or more non-token Merfolk I control becomes tapped, I can create a 1-1 blue Merfolk creature token. So that means that every time I tap a collection of Merfolk when I attack, then I get a Merfolk token, 1-1 hexproof. Now, the problem with Merfolk is that a lot of them don't have tap ability. So it's not like we can tap one on our turn, attack, tap on opponent's turn when we use an ability. I haven't really figured out a combo for that yet. But right now, we can at least attack, and every time we attack, we get a Merfolk. Then we got our Lord, the Vodalian Hexcatcher, that pumps all of our other Merfolks, has Flash, but also we can sacrifice a Merfolk to counter target non-creature spell unless our opponent pays 1. So like a tiny or 4 spike. And the great thing about that is, well, with the Deeproot Pilgrimage, every time we attack, we get a Merfolk. That Merfolk can be just sacrifice fodder to attack our opponent's spells. And then we have the Nicanzil, current Conductor. This is actually a great card for the Merfolk deck because whenever a creature explores, and if they explore a land card, we can put that land into the hand, from our hand into the battlefield. Or we can also, whenever it explores a non-land card, we can put a +1/+1 counter on Nicanzil, as well as whatever a creature was exploring. So that doubles our +1/+1 counter, which is great. But it's a legendary, so we don't want to run too many off, and that's typically the problem with legendary 2-drops, right? It's good, we want to have it in our hand, but too many, it gets stranded, and we kind of get boned by the shuffler. And then in the 3-drop, we have the Tishana's Tidebinder, the great card release for Merfolk in this set as well. Well, it's a flash, 3 mana, 3/2. Whenever it enters the battlefield, we can counter, basically a stifle, right? Counter target activate or triggered ability. But also, if that ability of an artifact, creature, or planeswalker is countered this way, basically lock that permanent down. It loses all the abilities as long as Tisha remains on the battlefield. Pretty good card to stop a scary permanent, everything other than enchantments. And then, those are all the Merfolks. And then we have the non-Merfolk cards that synergizes slightly. We got 4 Twists in Turn. 4 Twists in Turn, which is a 1-drop. If a creature we control explore, instead we can scry 1, then explore. And then, whenever a land enters the battlefield, if I control 7 or more lands, I can transform Twist in Turn, and it becomes another land that allows me to pay 4 to look at the top 4 cards and reveal a creature card and put it into my hand. So it's pretty slow, but it's something to help me boost off the Explorer synergy, maybe. And then, of course, if our opponent has a lot of board wipes, which, you know, for a board-heavy deck like this, we are afraid of. So we have 2 Spell Pierce, and also 4 Make Disappear. With all the Deeproot Pilgrimage, maybe the Make Disappear can make something work. And then we have 2 Invasion of Segovia. When it comes to play, put 2 1/1 Blue Kraken. That's not the point. The point is that when it flips, we get the non-creature spells you cast have Convoke ability, which means that all of our counter spells now have Convoke. And the Deeproot Pilgrimage, which is, again, going to give us Merfolks, we can tap those to cast our counter spells. And then lastly, we have 2 Out of Air. This spell costs 2 less to cast if we counter a creature spell, otherwise it's a 4 mana counter target spell. So early game, it's a more or less Essence Scatter, but later game, it becomes just a hard counterspell that costs 4. Not great. It's a cancel that's taxed, but with all the, with all the, what's it called, the Convoke abilities, we might be able to, and all the Explorer getting lands, we might be able to get a counterspell out later game. Anyways, so Out of Air is potentially a great counterspell introduced in this set. I guess we'll have to find out. In the land base, we have 5 island, 3 forests, because a lot more cards are blue than they are green. We have 1 Otawara and 1 Boseiju. Then we have 4 Dreamroot Cascade, 4 Restless Vinestock, 4 Yavimaya Coast, and then 2 Cavern of Souls. I actually have 4 Cavern, but I thought about running just 2 for now because we have a lot of non-creature spells. So we don't want Caverns to get stranded on board where we can't cast the non-creature spells we want to. Cavern is great to stop counter spells, but it only stops counter spells against these creatures. Alright, that's the whole deck list for our standard Merfolk. Let's go try it out. Alright, we're playing against Giniato. Jin Yen Note. Alright, we're gonna go first. That's not exploring going first. That's no fun. We can twist and turn. We'll keep. I don't know what they're playing, so I guess we will twist and turn first. Copperline Gorge. Kumano faces Kakuzu. Alright, well, they're not going to counter our spell, so we might as well explore for 1. Do we want a 2-2? It's not bad. I do want that in my hand. Don't want to put that in the graveyard. It's a pretty good card. And also, that makes my Jadelight Spelunker a 2-2. Armor Scrap Gorger, it's a 1-4. So we can't actually attack into a 1-4, right? That's kind of sad. This also doesn't do much. Did we just explore it twice? Okay, I do want that in my hand. And do I want this? I don't really have anything else to explore, so put that in the bottom. Oh, there's a land. Perfect. Not really quite sure how to play this Merfolk deck. I do have this card, but it's flash, so I don't need to play it in. And the twist and turn did not do the things I thought it would do. I mean, it did everything it's supposed to do. I'm just not sure if I'm playing this correctly. I have a lot of lands in my hand. What's this invasion? Comes whenever into the battlefield, discard a card. If you do so, library for a land. That's like nothing. All right, well, he got a treasure. He has 3 mana still. Guess he could do something with it. I don't know if I play my Restless Vinestock because I have 2/2 drops that I would like to play next turn. I mean, if he wants to attack the Invasion of Ergamon, he can do it. I don't see much of what's going on here. Also, this will require me to have 7 lands, right? Another Ergamon, okay. Exile his own force? Why? Why would you do that? It's not necessary. Oh, it's the calendar. That's annoying. Can I block any of these? This is a 2/2, so... Alright, Vinestock isn't great. I can turn these into 3/3s when it attacks, but how important is that? It's got a pretty big hand. Maybe I can catch things off guard, right? So I guess we won't play anything. or attack. Feels bad. Double the number of counters. I can't actually pop artifacts in this deck, even though I have green. That's, well, we got a Tishus, so we can counter that. If it really comes to that, he needs 1,000. So you know what? This is a show off of Jank, right? We have a Jank deck. They have a Jank deck. Okay. Let's see here. He needs to pay how many? Enters the battlefield, deal 4 damage to another target battle or opponent, and 1 damage up to 1 target creature. So I can make it disappear first. You can pay to all of them, so no, I'll let that happen. We drew a lot of land, but we were exploring, so kind of do explore into land. I never really understood the explorer ability, honestly. Like it's pretty hard to figure out. You want to discard a card and switch for a land? You can do it. Or search for a battle. Does he want to do it? He might want to keep the card in his hand. He doesn't. He liked the card. Basically, it's nothing. It's just a 3/4. I have 7 lands in hand, so eventually I'll get to the 7 lands. But it might take a year. And his board's scary to mine because I didn't draw the good cards. I draw 2 Spelunker early game. The 1 card mint for late game, I drew it early. So, in this whole deck, this is 1 card that's mint for late game. Alright, well, we got another Hexcatcher, so let's catch some Hex. Okay. This is gonna double very quickly. 16, they go to 32. Basically, we have maybe like 4 or 5 turns to draw the card, to draw Tishus, right? If we don't draw Tishus, we're just gonna lose to this. The board's pretty scary. Anyway, enter the battlefield. Okay. That's the same thing we saw before. Scar a card, draw a card. We'll play our own Hexcatcher. Now we have 4 force. Ah, the exploring. I'm a little late. This is gonna make it... Well, okay, I can attack with the Restless Vine Stalk. Then I don't have anything to hold up, so... Maybe it's better just to hold this up. And attack with the 4/4. Maybe he'll block. No blocks. Here's Nicanzil. It's a 4/5. What is at the end? When a land enters the battlefield, if you control 7 or more lands, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the next land is the Flippity Flip. He's got 32. Is it to... Why? What are you doing? Oh, I guess he's getting a 4/4. I was like, why is he exiling cards in his graveyard? But does he need it for the oil counter? Doesn't it just get oil counter? Oh no, he has to exile a card to get oil counter. Okay, okay, that's... You learn something every day. Alright, so we get to flip this and then we can start looking for the Tishus, which is gonna be needed, right? That's definitely what we need to do. Alright, this is one of the jankiest game I've ever played, and it's a Merfolk. Ah. That's exactly how I feel right now. That's probably how my opponent feels. Pew, pew, pew. That's a cool pick. Armor Scrap Gorger, another one? Yeah, okay. I don't really have any graveyard sort of synergy, so they can keep exiling if they want. How many does he have? 1, right? He wants invasion. We can stop that. He doesn't have 2 to pay. Ooh, both of these are good cards, but I guess I'll play Cavern. And the flip. Okay, he wants to trade, I guess we'll kill the 3/4. Do we want to bounce the etching? I don't think so, no. What's great is that his Millennium calendar is just going to get bounced. Autowire does stop the calendar. All will be 1, huh? Let's see. How many does he have? 2. I can sacrifice 2 to stop all will be 1. Whenever... Hold on. I can't... Okay. Well, put 1 or more... Whenever 1 or more permanent... 1 or more counters put on a permanent, all will be 1 will deal damage... damage to target opponent, creature, opponent controller, planeswalker opponent controls. So, let us see if we need to do this. We get Tishas? We do get Tishas. Teshas? Tiashas? Alright. Let's see if he wants to double his Millennium calendar. He won't do it. That's a pretty good combo, the Millennium Calendar and the All Will Be 1. But our opponent is just gonna rope. Just double it. Just do it. That's like 43. Come on. You know how good that is? Alright, I get to untap. Now I get to attack. These aren't legendary, so this is our only legendary. And this will probably die to the Scrap Forger if he wants to do it. He takes the damage. What else? You're gonna have to double someday, right? Let's bounce this. So no counter for you. Huh? What now? He can't play it because I can just sacrifice to counter it. He does play it? Okay, exile something in the graveyard on my Otawara. Counter target non-creature spell, right? Because I had to sacrifice the Spelunker. It did his job. Did he forget that I had that? Yeah, he forgot that I had that. GG. Oh, that was a long game. But hey, you know what? We stopped the Millennium counter. Take that, you Mayans. (2012) was a long time ago. I don't know how many people even remember that. That was a Merfolk deck. We had horrendous draws, but we beat our opponent anyways because you know what? They deserve to get beat up by us for forgetting that we have a counter spell on board. Alright, hopefully our draw's better this time. TBO. It's really okay, so Explore is a very tricky. Oh my gosh. This is as bad as it gets kind of hand. And our opponent goes first. This is disgusting. Alright, let's trade this for another hand. So I'm gonna put back the Twist and Turn. Right? Now I'm gonna put back the Spelunker. That's too many Spelunking. Alright, well, I guess we'll start with the Twist and Turn again. Vine Stalks, man. That only land that comes into play tapped, 2 in opening hand. We also had that last game too. That's just wonderful. We got a lot of Spelunking. Alright. Blood-Tithe Harvester. Well, this is gonna explore anyways. Might as well explore with this. Do I want a Cavern? I do want a Cavern. Is it Rakdos? No, it's Grixis. Oh, it's that deck. The Grixis decks, that's gonna play Ancient One on me. Another Blood-Tithe Harvester. Pretty good on-board presence there. So, do we need that much mana right now? Is it better to play the Restless Vinestalk and then play the Spelunker? Huh. This is tricky, but I guess I can explore twice, right? Maybe that's what I wanted to do. And if he makes me discard, I'm discarding the second Restless Vinestalk. He's not looking to counter it. Is he just holding up the removal for some reason? Okay, don't I still explore? Okay, I want that. Thank you. Then, I guess I want that. Just attack. Alright, I guess we'll... We just play another Cavern. And then Merfolk. Alright, so we're gonna play our Deeproot Pilgrimage. Man, he's just holding up those blood tokens like no one's business. Now when we attack, we get a 1/1. With Hexproof. Can't actually stop the 1/1. Alright, so whatever he plays, I don't think I'm going to counter it. Really depends. If he attacks, then that's great, because I got the Hexcatcher to trick him. I should have blocked first. Hitsuku and Kairi. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wow, nothing here does anything. Maybe it's better just to have a Vine Stalk out. Attacking would just die, so I don't think I want to attack just to trade it into another card. Oh man, this is so bad. That's such a good opener for our opponent. It's such a bad opener for me. Turn 5 right into Hidetsugu. That's just that's disgusting. What else can we do, right? Just kind of eat the damage. We're gonna die. 5? If it dies, we just lose. Kind of just letting that happen, I guess. Go for the throw, huh? Oh, he doesn't have enough to pay. Take 5 down to 3. We have no life gain. And we got nothing we can do about that. And we draw land. So far, the only cards we drew are these 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rest are all lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lands to 6 not land cards. Well, GG. No coming out of this. All that twist and turn. Vine Stalks? Hold on. Is Vine Stalk even reach? It would trample. It's not even reach. So, it's not going to help. Alright, well, I don't think I have enough time for another game of drawn out Merfolk. This is the problem I have with this Merfolk deck in Standard. I was really worried about is that this is a very tricky shuffler deck to play around. Because what we want is these. And, not that one. What we want is these two early game. And then curve into these cards. But there's no guarantee that we can curve like that. And the problem is when we don't curve like that, the whole deck kind of falls apart because you saw how if we just have these slower, not even these, this is great. If we just have these slower cards and nothing to kind of synergize off, especially with Twist and Turn, that's hurtful. And if we have no Explore, Twist and Turn isn't that good. And it really only matters when we have 7 lands. And that's really late game. So this is a deck for, casual play, but definitely not competitive. If you want to have fun, this deck might be fun. But the problem with that is I'm still questioning whether or not I'm detecting the correct synergy when it comes to Merfolks. Maybe cards like Spell Pierce and Make Disappear should be cut for more Merfolks. Not quite sure if there's enough in the Standard to really put a good place in there. Now, Nicanzil is a really good card, but the problem with that is I didn't want to have too many of in our deck since it's legendary. I also do want it in my hand when I want to actually explore, so all that is a problem. Maybe 4 of Nicanzil is necessary. I'm going to fine-tune this deck and play it again in the future, but this is the first rendition of Merfolk for the new Caverns of Ixalan. I do think Merfolk has a place in Standard. It might be a very fun deck. One thing I really hated was this card. Versus Vine Stalk keep showing up in my opening hand. This is a great card. Mid to late game, terrible opening draw. Because you can't play anything with it. And it's Merfolk we got to play early because we have no late game synergy, right? It's all about early game tempo and board presence. And when we don't have that, things kind of fall apart. Well, that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you guys next time.